Welcome to Central News, I'm Hilary Entwistle. In today's news, Greyhounds as Pets Street Appeal was held at locations around the country today. The charity that rehomes ex-racing dogs continues to do home checks and tries to match a dog to its new owner's lifestyle. Gary Harrison, Riley's owner, says the money raised goes to supporting the dog and their new family.
And it's designed to actually collect money so that we can put that towards the rehoming of dogs. Because for every dog that we actually do rehome and actually take into the program, there's quite a cost with that. So every dollar that we can actually get is great. We do get funding through the greyhound industry. They give us money. We've also got a couple of good sponsors in the likes of Bayer with vaccinations for dogs, and also nutrients with feeding. But unfortunately, we still need a lot more funds to actually keep the dogs moving through the program.
The Bay of Plenty Steamers has assigned Rodney Gibbs to the role of assistant coach for the 2013 season. Gibbs has had an extensive career in rugby within the Bay of Plenty, coaching and playing rugby. Steamers head coach Kevin Schuler says Rodney will bring a fresh element to the team and help them to move forward with the 2013 season.
Well, he'll bring a huge wealth of local knowledge and of experience. He's well connected in the union and he knows the game tactically, so attacking wise I think he'll bring a real good edge to our game, and he's a bit of a taskmaster, so he'll keep these boys honest and keep them on their jobs.
Now for our region's weather for the weekend. Hamilton, your Saturday will be sunny with light winds. Your expected high is 27 and an overnight low of 14. Tauranga, your Saturday will be sunny with light winds and sea breezes. Your expected high is 27 and an overnight low of 17. Sunday for you, Hamilton, will be very much like your Saturday, fine with light winds. Your expected high is 27 and an overnight low of 13. Tauranga, your Sunday will be sunny with light winds and sea breezes. Your expected high is 27 and an overnight low of 16. Unfortunately, no rain for the farmers. Just ahead, we catch up with the Mayor of Hamilton to find out what 2013 has in store. Welcome to Central News on TV Central. Amy spoke with Hamilton Mayor Julie Hardacre to find out what is in store for Waikato residents in 2013.
Another busy year. We seem to have had such a busy time in the last few years, and we continue to be very, very busy. The main piece of work that the Council continues to work on this year is the district plan. So this is the land use document about zoning and all of those things across the city. We put that out just before Christmas in December, and people have now until the end of March to put their submissions in. Yesterday the Council said it would extend that time until the end of March. So if people want to comment about that plan, they need to get onto the website and have a look and check out what affects them and have their say about it. So that's a big piece of work. We've got commissioners appointed to hear those submissions, and that process will probably start about June or July as they work through that. So that's a huge piece of work. Another thing that's a real priority for us this year is to continue to keep to our budget and the planning that we've done around that. So we set ourselves some tough financial targets. We are maintaining those. We are keeping to that financial plan that we set last year. There will be no change to that. We keep to the plan. That's the message, and the good financial management that we've put over the council in the last couple of years. So that's important. The next, priority that we're working on is finalising our strategies and our policies. We've been doing a lot of work with the community and stakeholders over the past year on working out, what's the plans for the future in certain sectors in our community, and we've signed those off now, and the action plans have been worked up in conjunction with the sector, and we're going to roll those all out this year. So there's lots of things going to be happening there. Now the good thing about that is the council is doing a lot of this in partnership, or they've got a facilitation role. So we're not necessarily the doer, but we are making sure it happens. Now, one of the ones that's really quite topical at the moment is the review on the theatres and what's going on in the arts sector. So if people are interested in reading the review that we've had done on our theatres in the city, then they just pop online and have a look at that. Look, it's a great piece of work, and again, we're asking people, what do you think? Because there's some quite ambitious options in that document. Some of it's to do with actually selling off some of our theatres. Some of it's to do with expanding and investing in Founders Theatre. So things that people would be interested in, have a look at those. So I guess they're the main ones. One of the spin-offs coming out of the strategies and planning is the river plan. So we signed off yesterday in the council meeting that we would get going with our stage 2 and 3 of the river plan. So that's pretty exciting because finally we're going to work up the projects and the planning for the river. So yeah, pretty busy this year.
So do you have any other key priorities of your own?
For myself, well, it's election year this year, and so of course that means that there'll be lots of activity around the city with the elections. But no, for me, it's actually keeping to the planning that we have done. I think we've done some really good work over the last couple of years, particularly in the financial management of the city. A lot of those, the comments are myths now. The budget is looking good, and one of the things I'm really pleased about is last year in Parliament, the Auditor General, in giving her report to the government on local government, singled out how well Hamilton was looking, and their plan was an example for others about how good you can do these things. So, we're feeling pretty pleased about ourselves, but the key is we must stick to those budget parameters as we deliver good services to the community.
So we are on track financially then?
We are indeed. We're on track financially. Things come in left and right field. That's life, that's business. And the question then is how do we handle those and how do we accommodate those within the budgets that we've set? So, you've got to pull the levers and you've got to work smart about those things, but we do stick to that. See, some of the things that are going to impact, I think, on budgets in the future and our community is the changes in local government. So lots of things happening from the government to do with local government. Reports coming out before Christmas on efficiencies, and we've got the infrastructure report coming. We've just had the regulation one out, and we've just had the development contributions one out. So lots of reports and investigations by the government into delivering better local government, and so we're commenting on those and we're looking at the changes coming through. For people watching this program, one of the things they may not be aware of is that the government changed the law last November, so we have a new purpose now. So we're no longer the 4 well-beings. We're now about providing good quality infrastructure, about doing our regulations, and about providing local public service. So, changes are coming, and our council is working through those carefully.
Can you tell us what the update is for the Ring Road project?
Look, the roads are looking fantastic. I've got to say, I went out for, your Sunday drive last Sunday and went on all the new roads and checking out how they're all going. So look, still big transport work being done across the city, but the results are fantastic. So the Ring Road, we've completed the Ring Road down to Ruakura Road, and that intersection is just being finalised now and looking really good, and we've had really positive feedback about how that's been working. There's a big sort of roundabout work being done on the Te Aroha intersection, so a lot of work there. With the Ring Road back up off the Puketi Bridge, so we've done the road widening and the 4 laning through to River Road over the Puketi Bridge. The next stage we're in planning now is to take that through to Resolution Drive. So more is coming, but the results are going to be fantastic.
And what was to come of the strategy and policy meeting that was recently held?
We had a committee meeting, and one of the key issues that come out of that was about the fluoridation. So the council has decided that they are going to run a tribunal-style process to look at whether the city should continue to fluoridate the water. So currently we do that. It costs about $40,000 a year. And we have said to the public, okay, we're going to make a decision on whether we should continue that or not, and we're going to put out the proposal, which we're going out very soon, and then people can make their submissions on that. So I suggest that people go on the website and have a little look at that, because this will be an opportunity for them to have their say about this, bearing in mind that we had a referendum in 2006 on this issue, and I know it is a topical issue in the community. But I think the process we've signed off on, which is a tribunal style of submission process, I think people will like, and I know the feedback we've had so far from both sides of the argument have been very happy with that process. And yesterday we signed off on that and made sure we got the timeframes right and that people would have ample time to do these submissions.
Sounds like there are many exciting things in the pipelines for Hamilton this year. Coming up next, it's Children's Day. Welcome back. International Children's Day is on this Sunday, and there are many things to do to keep the kids entertained. But one of them is an exciting event held by the Tauranga City Council. But there is a theme.
Right, the theme this year is magical animals. So we're getting people to think about like what they could be and create a really cool name for their magical animal. So they could dress as, I don't know, an alligator, but make the alligator fly, you know, and call it alley fly or something, you know, have magical powers. So we're getting kids to dress up and it's fun, and parents can actually help them make the outfit, and it doesn't have to be so costly as well. You don't have to go and make or buy one, but you can get all the ingredients from home and you can make up a crazy looking outfit and go, this is my magical animal.
So how can people in the Bay of Plenty celebrate the day?
Well, if they can't get to Children's Day, which I'm hoping everyone can, it's just about spending time, quality time with your kids, and going to the local park. I mean, as you know, Bay of Plenty is full of great beaches, lakes, you know, they could go for a bushwalk. Anything to do with the kids is the good thing to do for Children's Day for the Bay of Plenty.
When and where will the event be held?
Every year we have it at the Historic Village down on 17th Ave. So that's off Cameron Road and behind the hospital. And why we like it there is because there's a mix of outdoor and indoor feel. So we've got a few activities that are inside, we've got activities outside, and it's quite a contained area, and it's cool. It's got the cobblestone look, and I'm not sure if you've ever been down there, but it's an old village where it looks like in the 50s or something. And it's just a really nice feel to it, and it always works for Children's Day, and we're going to have it there every year.
And what date?
This Sunday, 3rd of March.
So what will the day involve, and how can we keep the kids entertained?
Right, well, if you're not doing anything, you can come down and have a go on the fire trucks, or beat the horns on the Fulton Hogan trucks, which they're going to bring down as well. We've also got a little mini road course with signs and everything. It looks like they're, you know, learning to drive, but they're really not, because they're like 5 and 8-year-olds. But they get to go and drive around this little mini course. There's Play-Doh to jumpy, bouncy castles. We've got a princess castle, so if you feel like being a princess for the day, you can jump on that. We have lots of activities like learning to do karate. We've got loads of entertainment on the stage. They can play with clay, so we've got clay making. We've even got Wickham preschool down there, and they're having an open day, so that would be pretty cool. We haven't had that before, so that would be nice. We have the fairy house. We've got an actual fairy house in Historic Village, and they have an open day so they can dress up. Loads of face painting, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of face painting that's going to be magical animals. So yeah, there's just so much that, you know, there's people there that's going to be doing clowning, puppet shows, all sorts of activities, pony rides. I know. So all the things that kids love the most, and hopefully, you know, makes the adults feel a little bit like being a child again as well.
Now, you mentioned Play-Doh. Is this some sort of special Play-Doh? Well,
the Play-Doh actually is home grown made from one of our team, Megan Holmes. She's apparently pretty magical herself at making this Play-Doh, and it's, yeah, probably better than the ones you can get in the shop, actually.
And who will be playing on the stage to keep the kids entertained?
Right, we've got Geeks Juniors. Have you ever heard of them? They're a group that's locally from Tauranga, and they're a dance group, but they do a skit. So it's kind of like a skit dance. So usually you see a dance group and they do a dance to music, and then they, you know, do that sort of thing. But this one is more of a skit, so it's kind of like a little story with the dance. It's really cool. So they're going to perform. We've got Ursula the mermaid, who's going to be in a little paddling pool, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there with it, but she's going to sing. And we've got RPM, which is a local kids band that will play music for the kids as well. And we've got the puppet shows on the main stage, and we've got the competition. So not only do they dress up as magical animals, we actually have a judge, our Mayor Stuart Crosby, and he will be judging the best magical costume. Yeah, so hopefully last year we had a huge amount of interest, and we got loads and loads of kids dressed up. Actually, they arrived at 10 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock to enter, so that's how keen they were. So we're hoping that a lot of magical animals will appear on site and get into the competition as well.
What should we bring?
Not only your magical outfit, yeah, magical animal outfit, a picnic. We're really pushing the whole, you know, bring a picnic, have something to eat down there. We do have some vendors, but not enough to cater for everyone, so we're trying to get people to bring their own picnics. Hats, water. We've got a Hydro Hub, which is a refilling water unit, so containers, water, whatever, and we can refill it so they don't have to pay for drinks. And just basically a smile on your fat dial, and the kids are all ready to go.
And how much does the event cost?
Free. That's the main thing. So most of everything's free or under $5. There's no entry, to the event. We just make it as free as possible, and everyone comes along and has fun.
So how can we actually get to the event?
So if you're wondering where it is, you've got to just go Google Cameron Road, 17th Ave, and it's behind the hospital down into the valley. You can't miss it. It's off one of the main roads in Tauranga. But if you need to do something for a Sunday, and I know it gets, what should we do with the kids? This is the thing to do.
And why do you think it is important that we celebrate Children's Day?
I think the most important thing is that we get caught up with work and house chores, and as I know because I'm a mum, and we don't spend enough time with the kids. So this is the day to make sure you have time, quality time, have fun, get amongst all the activities and let the kids enjoy themselves, And yeah, well, I'm hoping that's going to be a big turnout again this year.
The Bay Hopper buses are free to this event thanks to the Regional Council. Just ahead, babies at the zoo. If you have just joined us, welcome to Central News. It's a busy time at the Hamilton Zoo with many new arrivals. Amy met not one, not two, but 3 new Nepalese pandas.
Well, late last year on the 20th of December we had some baby red pandas born to Mother Taylor. This is her second litter of babies, so we're really proud that she's raised all 3 of them, and they're all doing really, really well.
And do they have names yet?
We don't have names as yet. Yeah, we think they're all boys, so we're going to just cross our fingers and wait and see. Yeah, but they'll probably get names that are native to where they come from, Nepalese names or Chinese names. Yeah.
So what is special about these red pandas?
What's not special about a red panda? Yeah, they're just great little animals, yeah.
So what procedures were taken to ensure that these pandas reached all their milestones in the first couple of months?
So for the first week or so, Taylor, the mum, spent most of her time with them, just looking after them, grooming them, feeding them and all sorts of that. So we kind of just left her to it. She knows best, and she did a really good job. And then after that week or so, she starts moving off a little bit more. So that's when we're allowed to be a little bit more hands-on with the baby. So we're able to weigh them. We do that every 48 hours. We weigh them. We're weighing the mother every week just to make sure that she's maintaining her weight. And we're also bringing in lots of extra food for her. So their main food is bamboo. They can't digest it very well, so they have to eat quite a large amount of bamboo. So giving her lots of yummy fresh bamboo and some of this yummy apples, carrots and apples, pears and kiwi fruit, which, yeah, just a bit of an addition to their diet.
Can they venture out into the public space yet?
They can, but they don't until they're about 90 days old. So at this stage they've normally got all their adult fur. They're normally quite able to do this, but before this stage their eyes are open but they're not very coordinated or anything. So their main place would be up in the tree, so being an uncoordinated panda up in a tree would be a bit of a disaster, so they normally wait until this 90-day period till they start venturing out.
Tell us about the global captive breeding program that the pandas are a part of. Okay,
So these guys, yeah, they're part of a global stud book, so many of our species in the zoo are just part of regional stud books, so Australasia wide, but because this population is so special, they're actually part of a worldwide stud book. Yeah, so what this means is there's someone overseas who oversees who breeds what and where the animals are going to move from, yeah, and does population analysis to see so we can keep our genetics of this population as diverse as possible.
Now, not only are you a busy zookeeper, but you've also just written a book. Can you tell us a bit about this book?
Sure. I wrote a book about one of the keas that we have at Hamilton Zoo. His name is Charlie. He was named after Charlie the Cheeky Kea after a book that was written back in the 70s. So Charlie was hand raised by one of our keepers who's since retired. So he's been at the zoo for 28 years. So he's quite an old Kea. He's quite a character, and everyone kind of has quite quite a bond with him, visitors and public alike. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to use Charlie as a bit of ambassador for the Kia Conservation Trust, make a little children's book, a little quirky story about his tales that he gets up to, and yeah, create some education and stuff for the Kia Conservation Trust. Yeah, and also a bit of a tribute to Peter, the keeper that hand raised them back in 28 years ago.
So when was this book published?
I published it just before Christmas in 2012, so a couple of months ago, yeah.
And what gave you the idea to create such a book?
I like taking pictures of all the animals at the zoo, so it was kind of a bit of a way for me to get my pictures out there and show people. And just the Kias are such great animals. It's a native species. People kind of respond to them a lot. People see them out in the wild, so it was good to get a story out there about the Kias that people can relate to.
Do you have any facts about the pandas?
Well, they have a bit of a false thumb, so when they're feeding they kind of actually grasp their food like that and they eat it like that, unlike many other animals. Yeah, very cute to watch. And if you do see them climbing trees or coming down trees, they can actually go straight down vertical, so they've got very sharp claws that they use to get down the trees, and they've also got fluff on the underside of their paws, so they come from a very cold climate, so it keeps their paws nice and warm.
So can you tell me a bit more about where the money raised goes towards?
It goes to the Kia Conservation Trust, so I fundraise the money to publish and print the book with help from a lot of the keepers here at the zoo. Yeah, so all the money is going to go to towards helping captive Kias in zoos to help with their better management of them and husbandry, and also helping with wild Kias with some of the issues that they're facing in the wild at the moment.
How much have you raised so far?
At the moment, I think we've raised about $1,800 at the moment, so yeah, so it's all going to go to the trust.
And what's your ideal goal of what you raise in the future?
I guess if we sell all the books, that'd be awesome.
Where is this book available for purchase?
At the moment, it's just available through our souvenir shop at the zoo, so you can come in and purchase it from there, but hopefully in the next couple of months it'll be in schools throughout the Waikato and in libraries, so people can get it through there as well.
So how can our viewers find out more of the happenings around the Hamilton Zoo?
They can come and see us, we're always happy to see them, or check out our website. It's hamiltonzoo.co.nz is a good place to see what's going on.
I know I will be visiting the zoo to see them, find out more info on the adorable Nepalese pandas and the other animals and all the babies that they have at the zoo at the moment. Visit hamiltonzoo.co.nz. That is the news for today and this week. We really want you to be involved, so like us on Facebook. Let us know your views. If you have news including your own video and photos, go to our website and hit upload. Thanks for joining us. I will be back next week with more guests from in and around the regions. I'm Hilary Entwistle. Have a lovely evening and a great weekend.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.